My name is Susan Harris, and I'm the Executive Director of the Joint Educational Project, otherwise known as JEP. I'm so happy to see everyone here tonight. I appreciate you carving out time in your schedule to come this evening, and believe me, I have seen the guest list, and I know that all of you are very busy people with impactful lives, so it really does mean a lot that you would take the time to join us this evening, so thank you. I'd like to begin the evening with a land acknowledgement. We affirm that the Joint Educational Project and the University of Southern California sit on the ancestral and unceded homelands of the Gabrielino Tongva Nation. We acknowledge that colonization resulted in land seizure, relocation, subjugation, and trauma. With reverence and respect, we recognize these indigenous peoples, their histories, and their ongoing ties to this land. I think it's appropriate to begin a celebration of service with a land acknowledgement, given that service is so fundamentally place-based. And our work with communities, it's about this connection to the place and following the modern trajectories of the communities we work with. I think it is our responsibility as servants to face difficult truths about the past and the present, and to elevate experiences in order to combat invisibility and erasure. We are committed to this endeavor at JEP, and we'll hear about some individuals tonight whose work is in service to these same principles. With that, I will pass the mic, so to speak, to the Dean of the USC Dornsife College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences. Amber Miller wasn't able to join us this evening because she had a prior conflict, but she did prepare this video for us to welcome you all here tonight. So I think turn your attention here.
Good evening. I'm Amber Miller, Dean of USC Dornsife. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2024 JEP Community Service Awards. Today, we will recognize a number of dedicated individuals who've made an enduring positive impact through their commitment to service here at USC and in our community. These honorees are part of a long tradition at JEP. More than 5 decades old, it is among the largest and oldest service learning programs in the nation. We hear all the time from people across Los Angeles about the tangible impact our students, alumni, and community partners have made on their lives. And alumni often tell us that the work they did with JEP was one of the most memorable experiences of their time at USC. And it's easy to understand why. In the process of improving lives, participants also learn to analyze and communicate, to listen, and to tackle challenges with compassion. And as our alumni honorees can attest, JEP sparks their enthusiasm to continue giving back long after they've left campus. It is our pleasure today to honor those alumni, faculty, students, and community partners who embody the essence of what makes the JEP experience transformative for everyone involved. All of us at USC Dornsife are grateful for your service. Thank you, and congratulations to all of our honorees this evening.
As Dean Miller noted, we are here this evening to honor some extraordinary individuals for their service to communities around Los Angeles. And to all the honorees, thank you so much for your service. It has really made a difference, and for this we're grateful. Before we get started with the awards, there are several individuals that I would like to thank for their support of tonight's ceremony. First are the late Henry Salvatore, who was a lifelong trustee of the university, and his wife, Grace Ford Salvatore. The JEP Community Service Awards dinner is a legacy of the Salvatores, who established an endowment for JEP back in the early 80s, and that supports this event and several of tonight's awards. We're very thankful for the Salvatores' foresight and generosity, which has made it possible for us to honor outstanding students, faculty, and community partners every year for nearly 4 decades. We are also grateful to the individuals and organizations who are sponsoring the Community Service Awards dinner this year. You'll find our sponsors on the program, as well as information about how you could sponsor JEP if you are so inclined. Special thanks to the Faith in Him Foundation, which is a co-host for tonight's dinner, and whose generosity will establish new scholarships for students next year. Thank you very much to the Faith in Him Foundation. I'd also like to thank the rest of our sponsors, Ishwar Puri and the USC Office of Research and Innovation, Sam Garrison and the USC University Relations Office, Kim Thomas Barrios and USC Educational Partnerships, Nora Ash and the Writing Program, fan club over there, USC and JEP alumni Meg and Randy Palasak, and several anonymous donors. We truly couldn't do what we do, or really frankly anything we do, without the support of donors and partners. So please join me in thanking all of tonight's sponsors. All right, so now on to the first award. Most of the awards that we will be giving out tonight recognize students for their work in communities. But I think most students would acknowledge the crucial role that faculty play in creating pathways to service and for helping to make their service experiences so transformative and meaningful. So it is fitting that our first award tonight recognizes two faculty members who do just that. It is now my pleasure to welcome Stephanie Bauer and John Murray to the stage, who will present the JEP Award for Engaged Teaching and Research. Stephanie is professor of teaching in the writing program. She and John, who recently retired from the writing program and from USC, co-created an upper division composition class that partners USC students with community groups to tell collaborative, multimodal stories. Stephanie and John were the inaugural winners of this award 5 years ago, and I'm just thrilled that they could be here tonight to deliver the award to this year's honorees. So, Stephanie and John.
Thank you, Susan. And as Susan said, John and I were very honored to be the first recipients of this award, which was created to recognize USC faculty for building community-engaged teaching and research partnerships. And tonight, we could not be happier to present the award to Emily Artiano and Ben Pack for their work creating community engagement classes and programs in the writing program. Truly, two of my all-time favorite people. Building these types of programs isn't easy. They need to be embedded within existing curriculum to ensure their success. 6 years ago, Emily and Ben developed a new version of a first-year writing class that meets these challenges by putting community engagement at its heart. Now the writing program offers 16 sections each year of this Writing 150 for over 200 first-year students. Along the way, they've developed multiple partnerships with groups focusing on reentry, food and housing scarcity, education, and other social justice issues. Students have helped local high school students with their college application essays. They've organized movie screenings and field trips to help welcome home men recently released from lifetime sentences. They've created zines to showcase the writings of the formerly incarcerated. They've organized water drops for those experiencing homelessness. They've worked to help those with prison records to have those expunged. All programs that center working together to make the world more just.
And the success of these programs depends not only on institutional support, but also on personal relationships. And hearing from members of the Francisco Homes later tonight will offer you a sense of what some of these relationships have meant. Two quick stories will give you a taste of what these two remarkable faculty members and the deep abiding friendships they've built have helped to support the programs that they're running. 9 years ago, Emily, Ben, Stephanie, and I started weekly writing workshops with men from the Francisco Homes during a heat wave in a garage, but it improved from that. During one of the workshops, Emily heard that one of our most dedicated and devoted writers had fallen ill and was hospitalized. She drove to the hospital and kept him company until his family members arrived, an act of kindness he still remembers years after he recovered. A few years later, Ben and his husband Mike were getting married, and they asked guests to consider making contributions to the Francisco Homes in lieu of a wedding gift. The professional commitment of Ben and Emily is well documented, but these examples reflect their personal commitment to their community partners beyond what's necessary for successful collaboration. Like so many people in this room, they consistently do more than is ever expected of them, not because someone's watching, not because they can put it on their CV, but because they believe they're investing in something bigger than themselves.
And now we'd like to welcome to the stage my very good friends, David Smith and John Giroge from the Francisco Homes, who will speak about the long-standing partnership and its impact.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak. I was told 45 seconds. That doesn't work for me, but I'll give it my best. I want to first and foremost tell you how appreciative. I am the program manager at the Francisco Homes, by the way. 9 years ago is when I started with John, Ben, Emily, and Stephanie. Nothing meant more to me than to have these folks in my life. I'm from the East Coast, so there was nobody here. They stepped up. We started a writing program that has continued to this day. Our guys just absolutely love these folks for what they do and the contribution they make. They are gems to the Francisco Homes. Dedication, time, effort, everything they've put into it. And writing is just a small thing of what they've done. The students, when they go with our guys, they just came back from a trip to Venice Beach. The guys, 40 years, been gone, no one to talk to, no one to help them get reacclimated or just comfortable. And the students do that. The professors set it up, myself and the professors set it up, but we let the students and the guys do the interchange and exchange of ideas. And it's fantastic to see youth teaching older ones when it's been flipped around for so long where the old ones teach the young ones. Not the case when it comes to the Francisco Homes. So I'm sure my 45 seconds is up. And there's no way to tell you except for I hope you can feel what I'm trying to tell you. They have been absolutely spectacular. USC and the joint venture that rolls with Francisco Homes has grown every year, and it is a rock to our guys. And thank you, Emily. Thank you, Ben. You mean so much to us, and we hope you continue this and expand on it also. John is our grant writer, our development coordinator. He gets 45 seconds, too.
Just like Smitty, let me tell you, when they said be brief, I said, okay, I might as well not show up. I don't know how to be brief. So I cheated. I wrote down what I had to say. If this is more than 45 seconds, it's not. How is the partnership between USC and the Francisco Homes mutually beneficial? Before I read this, I got to tell you, this is personal to me because community. I did a lot of stupid things in my life so that I gave up my freedom for a long time because I just needed to fit in. And so that's the backdrop of this. I fit in now. But it brings together as equals, okay? Individuals of different ages, genders, orientations, political affiliations, religions, socioeconomic levels, cultures, nationalities, and lived experiences. Isn't that great? That is just fantastic to me. And everyone is a teacher, and everyone is a student. We all learn from one another, and we all teach one another. And that's the best kind of community. Thank you all. Was that 45 seconds? That might have been 46, but I tried. Thank you all.
Thank you from the Francisco Homes. Thank you for your support. Keep up the good work for everybody you do. Thank you.
So Emily and I want to thank Smitty and John for those kind words, and thank Stephanie and John for also their kind words. You've been our mentors and collaborators. You've paved the way for our own community engagement writing course, and we're really grateful. Thank you to the amazing staff at JEP, especially Susan Harris and Emin Rendon, who spend hours every semester to make our classes actually possible. We want to thank the writing program staff, Nora Ash, Mariko Zaire-Dawson, Jasmine Robledo, as well as Nick Dominic, Lillian Lamb, Viv Braceno, Melissa Tamayo. Also thank you to Vice Provost Andy Stott and Deans Tammy Anderson and Amber Miller. And to the Good Neighbors campaign, which has funded several of our partnerships and made events and transportation possible. And thank you to our colleagues who have joined us in teaching in community engagement classes, both expanding and improving them. Nick Dominic, Jessica Cantiello, Michelle Myers, Zen Doctorman, Rowan Bain. On a personal note, I'd also like to thank my husband, who has often dealt with me being away on evenings and weekends so I can attend community engagement events, and who ended his workday early so he could be here tonight. Thank you. I love you.
Hi, echo everything Ben said, and I also just want to take a moment to acknowledge my family, my husband and my kids for allowing me the time to do this work and the love to reinforce why it's so important. And to my parents who are here, and it's my mom's birthday and she came, who instilled in me and modeled every single value that guides my community engagement practices. And they both just provided unwavering support my entire life. I love you. So of course, a huge thanks to our students and our fantastic community partners who address issues, as Stephanie mentioned, from documenting of queer history to food insecurity and sustainability to education and homelessness. A few of our longtime collaborators we really want to mention includes 826LA, it's a nonprofit that has supported over 9,000 local students every single year on college prep and writing support. Miracle Messages, a nonprofit that's reunited nearly 1,000 unhoused neighbors with loved ones and has also provided over $1 million as part of the first basic income pilot for unhoused individuals in the United States. Water Drop LA, a mutual aid organization that provides over 2,000 gallons of clean drinking water to Skid Row residents every Sunday and advocates for just housing policies. Quick shout out to Aria Catano, who's here tonight, former student of mine, current role model of mine, who co-founded the organization in the middle of a global pandemic. And of course, the Francisco Homes, a nonprofit that's housed and supported over 800 formerly incarcerated individuals as they reintegrate into LA communities. Just incredible organizations. The premise of our community engagement work is that our partners are stakeholders from whom we learn and with whom we build community. By addressing seemingly intractable problems with communities both inside and outside of the classroom, we consider our own positions in relation to systemic inequities and our collective responsibility to challenge the status quo. From difficult to joyful, every partnership experience has been meaningful for us and for the students. Some of our students are from South LA, so they come into the class, of course, very well aware of the incredible strengths and wisdom that their communities possess, while others have yet to step foot off of USC's campus. Regardless of background, students have relayed the impact of their community partnerships. After a semester of writing workshops with the Francisco Homes, one student, quote, said, "Seeing them do what they love, pursuing art, made me rethink what my passion is and what I want to do." A student who grew up in South LA created a remarkable video with fellow first-generation students offering support and advice to 826LA students transitioning to college.
And Emily and I often attend the community events together with students, and these shared experiences, I think, have led to trust, ongoing relationships, and mentorship. Students see us make a lot of mistakes and help us. We all laugh with residents of the Francisco Homes, especially when John calls himself the gatekeeper of funk. Scholars Tanya Mitchell and David Donahue argue that while service learning is frequently touted as a way to transform students, and sometimes as a way to transform communities, it's rare to hear about how service learning can and should transform higher education. That kind of transformation requires us to open ourselves to the community deciding what's best for the neighborhood and the university that's inside it. We aim to work alongside the university in framing the neighborhood as a place where everyone can teach and everyone can learn. We want to work towards a neighborhood that feels safe for everyone, from the people who are in this room, to the local teens who are skating through, to the people sleeping in their cars or on the streets nearby, who have at times remarked to me that they come because they hold the university in such high esteem.
So in short, although that clearly wasn't that short,
Not short.
community engagement is about how our intersecting values, goals, and identities are tools to create a larger and inclusive community that can affect positive change for all of us. In its best moment, this work becomes the multidirectional, dynamic, and experiential learning that we believe education should be. And thank you so much for recognizing that tonight.
Thank you. All right. Thank you all.
Dinner will now be served, and we'll resume the program after dessert.
How was dinner? Yeah. Town and Gown really does know how to throw a very special event and make things even extra special for us. So let's give a round of applause to the staff here. And speaking of the magic that happens behind the scenes, I'd like to thank the JEP student and professional staff for all that they do to support our many partners. I think they are scattered about the room, but would you mind standing and being recognized, please? All right. They are the dream team, for sure. A special thanks to our community partners who host and support our students while running schools, nonprofits, hospitals, clinics, and doing other mission-critical work. We are truly grateful for your partnership. And thanks also to all the committee members who helped to select tonight's winners. I think the committee members are listed on your program, and let's give them a round of applause as well. And there are at least 2 people in this room that I'd also like to take a moment to recognize. They have no idea that this is coming. First is Kelsey Campbell, one of our amazing student staff. She's a PhD candidate in health behavior research who's doing important research to address health disparities. And she chose to spend her birthday with us. And as we heard from Emily, it's her mother Debbie's birthday tonight as well. I'm wondering if you all would be willing to sing happy birthday to our 2 birthday members. Yes? So Debbie and Kelsey, all right. Would you all like to stand so we can shower you with birthday wishes? I'm not seeing standing here. Yes, all right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kelsey and Debbie. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. So on that happy note, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Richard Flegel to the stage. Richard is Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs in USC Dornsife, and he will give our next award. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. I'm honored to be asked to present the Dornsife Award for Exceptional Service to Brandon Ramirez of the Hyundai Motors Corporation, whose contributions to JEP have proven an enormous benefit to USC's students and to the children of our community. I'm Richard Flegel. I'm the Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs in UC Dornsife College. I've had a long history with JEP. I've extolled its virtues to previous deans, and at one point the program even reported to me. But my commitment to experiential learning through community service reaches further back than even I think Susan or Tina probably know. Before I returned to school, For my doctorate, I worked in a community service organization in New York, in the Bronx, called the New York Center for Community Affairs, which brought federal funds into the Bronx as part of the Comprehensive Employment and Training Act. We worked with all kinds of institutions, including a psychiatric hospital in the middle of our neighborhood, and placements with these institutions made clear how interdisciplinary community-based work really is, how each member of a team contributes differently and requires different training to succeed in his or her role. I'm also a great believer, by the way, in experiential learning when it comes to overseas study. My older boy studied in London, where he met friends from Greece, Indonesia, and the United Kingdom, and he brought back 3 of them to California. My younger son was determined to go farther than his brother, so he went to New Zealand, which has more sheep than it has people. And my wife was really pleased to see he didn't bring back any of the sheep when he came back with him. But through their experiences, both of my sons learned to see ourselves as others see us, which, in my view, is one of the essential and inescapable outcomes of experiential learning. Now, I've presented the Dornsife Award for Exceptional Service in the past at dinners just like this, and it's always a wonderful opportunity to meet people who make a real difference in our college, our school, and in our community. It's given every year to extraordinary volunteers who share their, quote, time, talents, and treasure with our students through the Joint Educational Project. This year, the award could not go to a more deserving recipient. Brandon Ramirez is Director of Corporate Social Responsibility and External Relations for the Hyundai Motor Corporation of America. In that capacity, he has provided general financial support totaling $125,000, enabling the Joint Educational Project to expand both first and second grade programming in the Young Scientists program, and he has played an important role in the success of 2 after-school programs this year. One focused on drones, and the other focused on hydrogen-powered cars. At Fauché Learning Center, 24 4th and 5th graders in Ms. Brown and Ms. DiGolo's classes enjoyed an exciting flight into current science when they learned how to maneuver 15 drones and the parts driving drone technology. In a larger event, students from all 7 of our partner schools were invited to the USC campus to build hydrogen-powered cars with real automotive engineers from Horizon Educational, which is a partner of the Hyundai Motor Company, who manufacture those hydrogen car kits. These engineers showed students how to build their cars from top to bottom. When everyone was finished, the students raced them to see whose car was designed the best. Hyundai even brought the Nexo, one of their full-size, street-legal hydrogen-powered cars, to the event, inviting students to explore the car inside and out and sit in the passenger seat and all around it, which must have been a blast for those kids. After these events, students left with more than just mini cars and some skills of manipulating drones. They carried home a hands-on passion for science and technology. That is exactly how partnerships between educational initiatives like the Young Science Program and industry leaders like Hyundai can create transformative experiences for future scientists. These experiences were made possible by Brandon Ramirez, who has used the resources of Hyundai Motors to inspire young people to see themselves as capable of taking on challenges they might never otherwise have thought possible. Brandon Ramirez brings a special kind of insight into these tech careers. He said, when I was growing up, I didn't know that much about STEM careers. By partnering with JEP, we can highlight some of these exciting work, maybe someday in the future, these young people will be able to see themselves as engineers. And he knows what he's talking about. He's a 23-year veteran of the automotive industry who has played roles in public relations, product development, budget management, and incentives. During his tenure, Hyundai won numerous prestigious awards, including the highly coveted North American Car of the Year award for the 2021 Elantra, as well as the North American Utility Vehicle of the Year for the 2019 Kona and Kona Electric. He is responsible for promoting Hyundai and Genesis leadership in democratizing technology, eco-friendly mobility solutions, and customer-centric experiences of all kinds. Our students have been beneficiaries of all this knowledge and experience. His contributions have been deeply appreciated by the staff of JEP. Quote, "We are thrilled to have the Hyundai Motor Corporation as one of our most generous partners," says Dr. DJ Cast, who you probably saw around here earlier, who is the program director of JEP's STEM education. Quote again, "Brandon Ramirez has been an integral part of this partnership. He advocates for innovation and sustainability in community outreach. The benefits of this advocacy can be seen across and beyond the campus. We have changed the lives and career trajectories of many young people, and the support from Hyundai enables us to achieve all that." Catherine Rising, who runs JEP Communications, echoes this sentiment. Quote, "At the workshops Hyundai co-hosted with us, Brandon was not afraid to get his hands dirty and help the kids build their models. It was clear that he really cared about the kids learning something, but also having fun at the same time. It was really awesome to see him on the ground, literally, troubleshooting models and cheering as the kids, once their cars were successfully built. Please join me right now in welcoming Brandon Ramirez as this year's recipient of the Dornsife Award for Exceptional Service."
Thank you, Richard.
By all means.
So it really is a pleasure being with you, all of you. Now, first of all, I want to thank every single one of you for everything you do for the students and the community. So give yourselves an applause. So on behalf of Hyundai, I want to thank you. We really appreciate the USC JEP Award for Exceptional Service. At Hyundai, our global vision is progress for humanity. And for us, that not only means developing high-quality, safe vehicles, it also means giving back to the community where we work and where we live. Now, in my role as Director of Corporate Social Responsibility, we give back to the community in the areas of health, safety, and sustainability to foster growth in the community. Now, I have been fortunate to work in the automotive business for over 20 years, and of those 20 plus years, 18 of those years were in planning the future models. Now, I was very lucky to find the automotive business because, unlike with the JEP program, throughout my education, there were no hands-on STEM programs. I'm a little older than you guys, so some of you guys, but there was none. And I just followed the career that my parents had. But that's where I wanted to spotlight all the exciting jobs at Hyundai, especially the STEM-related jobs. So this is where our partnership with the USC JEP STEM program came in. So specifically, I want to tell you about what we did this year. We partnered with the USC JEP STEM program on the Hydrogen STEM program. And in this program, the JEP program had fifth grade students and their parents come to USC for the very first time. Now, this was exciting because the kids, when they're walking on campus,
They're wild. This is a campus. This is one of the best universities in the entire country. And not only the students are excited about that, the parents are wild as well. So it was just so great. But in this program, we talked about hydrogen vehicles. They got to build their own hydrogen vehicles with fuel cells and see it run on the mini Hyundai track. Now, the students were also able to see a production size Nexo, which is our hydrogen SUV. But one thing that was very rewarding is seeing them actually build the hydrogen vehicle and it runs, and seeing the excitement for boys and girls to have that accomplishment. Also, I witnessed the parents. The parents were all sitting in the back because they drove all the students. But in the back, the students were so proud of their sons and daughters. And so with Dr. DJ Cast and Carrie Bennett, I felt like giving them a high five because it was really, really touching because they built something and it ran. So Hyundai and USC JEP introduced students to a world of endless possibilities. This is why programs like these are so important for kids, and why Hyundai is committed to creating more opportunities for the future generation. So thank you again for the recognition and the continued partnership, and I hope you guys enjoy your evening. Thank you.
It's hard to follow that. He's got a lot of passion, don't you think? Really, a lot of emotion that went into that. I was very impressed with that. One of the highest goals we can set for ourselves is to change the lives of other people, particularly young people, for the better. There can be no doubt that as a result of the support that Brandon Ramirez has enabled JEP to do this for children across the neighborhood. We never quite know which students will be affected most by any one of these experiences. Who will develop the love of science that leads to new developments in drones or automotive technology in this case. But evenings like this give the rest of us a chance to show how much we appreciate the accomplishments of partners like Brandon who helped make that possible. Let me give one more round of applause for Brandon. Now, I'm happy to introduce Eric Lars Bellis, a proud USC and JEP alum who now works as a tech recruiting consultant. As some of you may know, he also does stand-up comedy and is a certified professional astrologer based here in Los Angeles. I think we're all going to be in for a treat. Please join me in welcoming Eric to the stage. Oh, please go.
Is this on? Awesome. I'm giving a speech during Mercury retrograde, so bear with me. Thank you so much. Don't tell my colleagues, please. Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you this evening. I was a proud member of the JEP family from 2013 to 2015, throwback, when I worked as the literacy director of the Readers Plus program as I pursued my master's in post-secondary administration from Rossier. I may or may not have used that degree, but still had a wonderful experience. Thank you, Rossier. Work study actually afforded me the opportunity to serve as literacy director, and I'm so grateful for how transformative that experience was. As a former elementary school reading teacher, one of my fondest memories of my time at JEP was mentoring my undergraduate tutors in traditional teaching techniques because they were a captive audience for my stand-up comedy. No, but in all seriousness, they was really able to translate to the local schools that we worked with and also prepared me for my time at the Hollywood Improv, so thank you. I am here to present the Desiree Benson Award The Desiree Benson Award is a very special award that was established through the generosity of our USC Financial Aid Office in the year 2000. I like how we phrased that, the year 2000. The award honors the life, work, and spirit of a dedicated and inspired work-study student, Desiree Benson. Desiree was a business major, grew up in LA, Compton, and Inglewood, and was a beloved member of the USC Readers Plus program, who passed away unexpectedly in the middle of her senior year. The Desiree Benson Work-Study Grant was created that spring of 2000 to pay tribute to the contributions to our community and dedication to service demonstrated by this promising young woman, and to recognize students similar to her. Work-study students committed to making a difference and eager to use their skills and talents to inspire others. Desiree, as our award recipient tonight, was dedicated to service and spoke to this when applying to Readers Plus. She said, "I bring a wealth of knowledge and experience of the inner city community to the program, and I will be able to relate this to the children as they are now where I once stood." So first and foremost, thank you to Lance Wright, Associate Director of Aid Coordination with our Financial Aid Office, as well as our award committee member. Lance, please stand and be recognized. Thank you, Lance. Awesome. Thank you to Geraldine and Calla Benson and the entire Benson family. We acknowledge you. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you. Tonight's award is being presented to Mia Moore. Mia is a sophomore human biology major who is pursuing a minor in forensics and criminology. Mia has served as a STEM TA for the JEP Young Scientist program since the fall of 2023, teaching 3 separate classrooms of 5th graders at 32nd Street School. Prior to her solo STEM teaching through YSP, Mia volunteered with another university STEM program, the USC Scout or SC Out. Pronunciation? Scout, wonderful. USC Scout Science Outreach, where she worked as a group of 4, presenting science and critical thinking activities to 2nd graders, also at 32nd Street School. She's on the governing board of the Norman Topping Student Aid Fund, currently serving on 2 committees, Student Relations and Scholarship Selection. Additionally, Mia is a member of the Global Medical Brigades, working with local communities and leaders from Sarah Allen Women's Missionary Society and First African Methodist Episcopal Church to package and distribute groceries to low-income families in South LA. Also, Mia has served food and passed out Valentine's Day gifts at a Los Angeles homeless shelter near Skid Row through the Union Rescue Mission and participated in USC Friends and Neighbors Day last spring. In addition, she's volunteered at the Windsor Gardens Convalescent Hospital of Los Angeles, as well as a nonprofit organization called Love Michael that works to train, educate, and employ employees with autism. And lastly, as an alumna of the Dornsife First Year Experience program, Mia has served on the First Year Experience Development and Wellness Committee. Committee member and brother of Desiree, Lavelle Benson, said her commitment and level of service is astounding. Additionally, her understanding that representation matters to expanding the reality of the student speaks to her heart as it communicates progress and elevation. Please welcome Mia Moore to come up and receive this award.
Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for this amazing award from Desiree Benson, Work Study Grant. I've only been a part of JEP for just a year, and I've seen tremendous growth in myself and just among my peers. And I just want to give a special thanks to both DJ and Jess for just hiring me to be this wonderful, amazing communicative leader that I am today. I just thank you for this opportunity to just further the STEM diversity in our community. And that's something that's huge for me. Thank you so much.
Next up, we have Oliver Seacat, who is the CEO of Ednovate, a network of high-performing college prep high schools that serve first-generation college-bound students in Los Angeles and Orange County. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I get to go after the stand-up comedian, so this is perfect. And happy birthday to all of you, too, as well. Here we go. But I'm very honored to be here. 25 years ago, I entered USC as a business and an econ major, and I didn't even think about the world around me. And I had a lot of time because I was a sophomore in college, and I stumbled upon the JEP house. And that just opened my eyes to a whole new world. I started volunteering as an econ PA, and then I became a PA, and then I became a program coordinator. And then since then, for the last 25 years, I thought I would be working for a big corporation like Hyundai and designing cars. But instead, I've created 4 nonprofits helping low-income first-generation youth in Boston, Chicago, and now in Los Angeles. And for the last 12 years, I've been the CEO of Ednovate Charter Schools in Los Angeles, which was born out of USC, and it's a network of free public college prep schools for first-generation low-income students. I am one of many USC alum who can say that JEP changed my life. This is why I'm so honored and excited to present the Barbara Seaver Gardner Award. Barbara herself was an entrepreneur who started JEP in 1972. And without her entrepreneurship, without her curiosity, without her desire to make this world a better place and to get to know her neighbors, and without her ability to create JEP, I wonder what I and so many of us would be doing today. This is why I'm so honored to introduce a young man who also embodies Barbara's spirit of curiosity, entrepreneurship, and hard work. Alexander Zambitis, please join me up here on the stage. I want him to feel like everyone's looking at him, so why don't you all look at him while I brag about him a little bit. Alexander's undergrad was fueled by a deep passion to bridge the opportunity gaps in education. With over 569 hours of dedication to teaching and preparing lessons, Alexander's commitment to young scientists in the Young Scientist program and JEP's mini teams has been inspirational. Alex has served over 250 students across 9 classrooms. He didn't just teach science, but he brought the language of curiosity and discovery to life. His dedication shines brightest in his work with English language learners, where he turned classrooms into sanctuaries of inclusivity through his patience, through his innovation, and his warmth of bilingual education. I loved reading in his application that he would practice Spanish every day before his mini lessons, just so he could connect with his students genuinely. His supervising teacher also called him a professional, a team player, and someone who would go the extra mile for his students. And apparently, I read over and over again that this guy makes some great Google slides for kids and science. And as we honor Alexander tonight with the Barbara Seaver Gardner Award, I want us all to remember that his journey mirrors our collective responsibility to be curious about the world, work to connect with others, especially those who are different from us, and seek solutions to important problems in this world. Alexander, on behalf of all of those lives you've enriched, we thank you for your service, your compassion, your unwavering belief in everyone in this world. Congratulations. I will speak for Alex right now is a senior, about to graduate, and I want us to use our USC network to his advantage. He is applying for jobs in the research field, in medicine research, is that right, Alex? Medical research. There you go. If you know of anyone who might want to hire this brilliant young man, Alexander Zambitis.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for this award. I just want to say, let me fix this here. I'm really grateful for being here today. I think the service that we do, it really extends past the individuals in the program. I think, I'm really proud of the work that I've done myself, but the students that we reach are really the focus. I think that we need to prioritize our work that we do with these students and ensure that as a program, we are really trying to make a change. I think this award embodies that. And I'm really grateful for my bosses here at the STEM program, DJ and Jessica. I'm really proud of the work that we've done and the impact that we've made. So thank you very much. If you're looking for an associate scientist, I'm looking to apply to more jobs. Pfizer, Moderna, please. Okay, thank you.
Fight on. I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Christina, who is a JEP's former and first JEP Readers Plus graduate math director. Or she prefers the title math lover, from what I hear. She, with enthusiasm, always says that math is beautiful, and beyond her love of math, Christina is also the former California State Assembly member of the 58th District. Welcome, Christina.
Okay, I have no jokes. I'm not a hype woman. I should have gone first. But I will say happy birthday to Kelsey and Debbie again. You share a birthday with the icon Dolores Huerta, and so I'm sure of service also out there. So thank you for having me here today to present the Barbara Seaver Gardner Award. So I'm Christina Garcia, and I stumbled into JEP like most of you did. And I don't know what the interview was about, but I turned it into my love of math, and somehow I got the job. But I really enjoyed my time at JEP. I got to see the impact students had on other students in the community. And I want to share one story in particular about the sister of one of the students. She wasn't part of the program, but she would observe after school and wanted to be part of it. And somehow had convinced herself that she was not a good learner and she didn't have to try. But eventually, her grandmother figured out how to get in the program and so forth into the right class. And she went from being a student who was always in trouble and talking up in class to being a good learner. And what I mean by being a good learner is that she wasn't afraid anymore. Someone taught her how to read, and that empowered her. Someone being just like you, the students in here, that empowered her to become the learner she needed to be. And I ran into them at a Target 10 years later, and she was graduating with honors from high school. And so that's the impact that this program has on not just you as individuals and how you're impacted, but the individuals you're serving every day in these communities. And so I'm very appreciative that I got to be a little bit of that at some point, and thank you for inviting me back. It's always fun. I worked with Tina out there, and so I had a great time. Maybe I have a job for you, or someone with a job for you. I'll follow up. Yes, I've been of service. The last 10 years I was in the State Assembly being of service, and I think modeling the same work you're doing here of giving back to the communities on their terms. They get to set the agenda, and they get to educate us and inform us of how we take our resources to help lift them up along the way. And so thank you for that work as well. The Grace for Salvatore Community Service Scholarships, established in memory of Grace by her husband, Henry Salvatore, are a testament to their lifelong dedication to our society. These scholarships honor Dornsife College students who exemplify academic excellence, leadership, and an unwavering commitment to community service. Today, we continue to uphold Henry's belief that freedom is not free, and we all must take responsibility for our society. And so it's an honor. I actually somehow get to introduce 3 different students out there, all amazing, and I got to sit with one of them and her friends who are all of service and made me feel like I needed to do more, so thank you for that. But let's celebrate our exceptional awardees who have embodied these values deeply. First, we have Anish Kushlapa, a junior, majoring in economics and mathematics, a man after my heart, with a minor in business finance. As a director of the Undergraduate Students Government Philanthropy Fund, Anish has been a beacon of change, allocating over $44,000 in funding to various initiatives across LA County. His innovative work at Nokia and his Heartfelt Smiles project showcase his commitment to fostering educational and economic development worldwide. Come up, hang out. They can stare at you instead of me. Next, we have Abhinash Chauhan, a junior studying quantitative biology and biomedical engineering. Avinash's service at Living Advantage and the Los Angeles General Hospital has touched the lives of many, particularly foster youth and pediatric patients. His dedication to the Boone Fetter Autism Clinic at CHLA underscores his passion for healthcare and his vision of a future filled with equity and compassion. Let's give him a round. Oh, let's hear someplace. Okay. Last, we have Simeng, or Fifi Wan, a junior in Health and Human Services and a pre-dental track with a Master's in Global Sciences. Fifi's work from the Young Scientist program to her pivotal role in the Delta Delta Sigma Pre-Dental Honor Society reflects her dedication to healthcare education and community well-being. Her compassionate service at Cedars-Sinai Senior Care Unit is a testament to her commitment to enhancing the lives of the elderly and those with special healthcare needs. I also want to say that I got to hear from Fifi firsthand about her work with the STEM program and the students, and how she walks into a group of students at the beginning of the year about who wants to be a scientist and what kind of scientist they get to be. And by the end, they get to think about different types of sciences that they maybe didn't think about, including being a dental scientist like she hopes to be one day. And a lot of them draw her. It just speaks to the impact that she's having on the students out there. So thank you and congratulations to all three of you for your awards. What unites Anish, Avinash, and Fifi is their extraordinary ability to lead with empathy, innovate for change, and deeply impact our communities. Their actions resonate with the salvatory legacy of service and leadership, illuminating paths of hope and transformation in our society. Thank you and congratulations.
So we have some very special people presenting the next award. The next award is a Dick Cohn Award for Graduate Engaged Scholarship. And I'd like to invite Dick's wife of many years, Jean Cohn, and his son Ben to the stage to present the next award.
Thank you, Tina. So we're pleased to honor the legacy of my father through the presentation of the Dick Cohn Award for Graduate Engaged Scholarship. In addition to the values I learned as Dick's son, I had the privilege to volunteer and work at JEP throughout my years as a student here at USC. JEP became my home and the staff my extended family. I got to see my dad serve as a role model to the people I most admired. And collectively, my experiences led me to serve the community as a clinical social worker, where I can currently design and implement programs to address the mental health needs of public schools.
And as Dick's wife of over 56 years, I got to witness his growth from a shy 17-year-old teenager finding the courage to ask me to a dance. He became the distinguished mentor to many students, to community members, and to colleagues here at USC and national and those in the national learning community, service learning community.
It's our honor to recognize the graduate research of Lauren Kelly with the Dick Cohn Award. Lauren's research on the Owens Valley aligns closely with the mission of the Dick Cohn Award for Graduate Engaged Scholarship and embodies the spirit of Dick Cohn himself. Dick was dedicated to promoting service learning and community engagement, emphasizing the importance of universities in addressing the specific concerns of their communities. At a personal level, he also had a deep love of the outdoors and for cross-cultural understanding. Lauren Kelly's work reflects a commitment to serving the Owens Valley community while honoring Dick's passion for engagement and respect for diverse perspectives.
That's okay.
Her respectful and collaborative approach are evident in the design and execution of her research,
including efforts to reframe incomplete historical narratives, preserving cultural knowledge, and amplifying marginalized voices.
Lauren Kelly's approach to actively engaging with community organizations and stakeholders to ensure that the research aligns with the needs and goals of the community resonates with Dick Cohn's legacy of pushing universities to reconsider their role in their communities.
Our time in the Peace Corps in Turkey and teaching in Brazil, Iran, and Jamaica were transformative experiences that underscored, both for Dick and I, the importance of open and respectful cross-cultural dialogue.
And this same value of being an engaged citizen of the world is evident in Lauren Kelly's research. By collaborating with organizations like the Owens Valley Indian Water Commission and Friends of the Inyo, she demonstrates a commitment to elevating community concerns and addressing ongoing issues related to water extraction and cultural preservation. Furthermore, Dick Cohn's emphasis on social justice and education is reflected in Lauren Kelly's efforts to provide accessible resources to tribal members through a transcription project whereby she is undertaking the task of digitizing and organizing into a searchable database oral records made in the 1930s, which are presently stored in libraries. By also including diverse perspectives in the oral history interviews she is conducting, she is amplifying the voices of marginalized groups and promoting a more inclusive understanding of Owens Valley history.
Lauren Kelly's research helps the Owens Valley community to better understand their past as well as advocate for their future.
Overall, Lauren Kelly's outstanding work exemplifies the values of service learning, community engagement, and social justice that Dick Cohn Award seeks to honor. It further reflects the values of environmental stewardship and cross-cultural dialogue so important to Dick himself. Ultimately, Dick Cohn felt that universities had a huge social responsibility to improve the community.
And we're very proud to give this award to Lauren Kelly for her research advancing meaningful partnerships between universities and communities.
I believe that Lauren Kelly actually couldn't be here today. She's traveling, but we'd like to recognize her. And Tina, do you want to be Lauren Kelly for a moment? Tina is a wonderful green screen, so we're just going to Photoshop that later. I think I need that just there. Okay, and it is now our pleasure to introduce Andy Stott, who is Vice Provost and Director of Graduate Research or Graduate Education, who will be presenting the Extraordinary Community Service Award.
Hello, good evening, everybody. So I have the great privilege tonight of closing out the awards. So the only thing that stands between, now and you being able to go home to your beds is my speech, so please settle in. But it's my great pleasure to be here tonight. My name is Andy Stott. I am the Vice Provost for Academic Programs and Dean of the Graduate School, and have been a great supporter of JP since I've been at USC for about 6.5 years now and was introduced to it. I've worked very closely with Tammy and with Susan, and it's always been a real privilege to see the wonderful work that JP does. So I'm going to present the Extraordinary Community Service Award this evening. It was established in 1981 by Henry and Grace Ford Salvatore to recognize one graduating senior or progressive master's degree student for his or her significant service to the communities surrounding both the UPC and HSC campuses. And our awardee this evening is Fong Duzi, a senior majoring in health and human sciences with minors in psychology and law and comedy performance. And I had the great pleasure earlier of a little bit of back and forth with Fong as he tried to workshop a joke about my tie. And, you can imagine it was a great thrill for me being the topic of this young man's very brilliant wit. And we both have high hopes that joke will one day work. So, we're looking forward to that. Fong began his community service journey with the JP, teaching courses in human health and traditional yoga at local elementary schools. Since then, he's gone on to build a truly incredible record of service, with highlights that include serving as the USC chapter president of the Advanced Degree Consulting Club, where he launched a pro bono consulting organization, dedicating over 50 hours to helping small businesses and nonprofits in Los Angeles navigate challenges such as financial planning and resource scarcity. He's the founder of Healing Smiles, an organization inspired by the isolation brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. And he uses the therapeutic power of humor in senior homes, significantly brightening the lives of over 150 older adults across 8 facilities. I'm also getting up in years, so I'm looking forward to you coming to my house. Maybe the joke will work by then. You never know. That will be good. He's also been a medical clown, working in the USC Comic Plus Care program, contributing hundreds of hours and bringing joy and aiding in the recovery and healing of patients across major Los Angeles hospitals despite the many pandemic interruptions. Working as a medical clown, Fong says that his motivation is, and I quote, to bring light to the darkest of days and to be the source of surprise that is not associated with sadness. It's interesting, he says, that many people say laughter is the best medicine, yet never ask to have it prescribed. If it's a free, genuine remedy that can bring smiles to all patients, why not embrace it more fully? I am determined, he says, to continue advocating for and implementing this approach. He's continued his comedy work, leading a transformative educational theater project, Comedy is Equality, Healing Through Laughter, dedicating over 40 hours to teach young students about combating discrimination through humor, and also by designing and teaching the Comedy is Remedy class, reaching over 30 high school students and creating a support network for those affected by cancer in their families, with more than 50 hours of instruction. In addition to the above, Fong has had an internship at Kaiser Permanente, where he worked to develop the suicide prevention toolkit for them. Erica Aguirre Miyamoto, who is the regional operations director for Kaiser Permanente, said of his work that his commitment to serving his community and making a meaningful impact in people's lives has been a constant source of motivation. Having had the privilege of mentoring Fong and witnessing his development firsthand, I can attest to his exceptional talents and leadership. He is undoubtedly one of the brightest individuals I've worked with. And our awards committee agreed, writing that they were blown away by Fong's dedication to his family and community. He has repeatedly demonstrated his willingness to put others above himself for the betterment of those around him. Truly an inspiration and beyond deserving of this award. And Fong himself says that through my involvement in educational programs, I discovered the transformative power of knowledge and the joy of igniting curiosity in young minds, which I think really is the spirit and mission of JEP. Working with healthcare providers and patients, I learned the importance of empathy and of the healing power of relationships. So Fong, for your compassion, your humanity, your service, and commitment to cheering the souls of so many, it's our great pleasure to present you with the Joint Educational Project Extraordinary Community Service Award. Please come up and join me. Would you like to say a few words? There's only 2 rules of comedy. One is face forward, the other is be funny. So,
thank you. To provide some context, what stands between you tonight before going to bed is actually my speech. And the second thing is that sometimes comedy is not to create laughter, but to build meaningful relationships, which I just did. My name is Fong Doozy, and I'm truly honored to be here with you tonight. 5 years ago, my journey began at USC, a chapter filled with apprehension about leaving my responsibilities as a caretaker. It was the sight of the elegant USC letters admired by my grandfather as he leafed through the brochure featuring Alumni Park that changed everything. His encouragement became the push I needed, a decision I've grown thankful for. At USC, my life was enriched beyond academics. I've forged lifelong friends, encountered professors whose wisdom have shaped my journey, and most surprisingly, met the love of my life, service. I can already tell my girlfriend's a little bit jealous. During the first week of class at USC, a couple of JEP instructors visited our class and presented an opportunity to contribute to the community while earning extra credit. Initially, I was confident in my biology background and thought extra credit was actually unnecessary. However, after my first quiz, I immediately developed an irresistible urge to contribute to my community. So, in my first semester at JEP, in my first semester at USC, I joined JEP. As the only freshman among seniors, all of whom were actually seeking extra credits, except for me, I was immersed into an environment that taught me effective communication, time management, and adaptability. My early days at JEP were filled with discovery, but a particular incident on November 1st, 2019, forever influenced my experience at USC. During the last week of class, I noticed a difference in a student named Julian, who had always been vibrant and filled with energy. However, on this day, his demeanor had drastically changed. He was visibly distressed. Through a conversation with the teacher, Ms. Fernandez, I learned that his mother was battling cancer. And being in advanced stages of cancer, it was clear that she wouldn't have that much time left. Julian was facing the expected loss of his mother, his only family member, and his education. What was even more heartbreaking was that his mother had asked Ms. Fernandez to adopt Julian so he could remain a U.S. citizen and continue his education. Despite the teacher's existing responsibilities to her 3 children and the financial challenges of working within the Los Angeles Unified School District, she gave serious consideration to this request. Through this experience, I came to understand that service is fundamentally about the willingness to make personal sacrifices for the benefit of others. It taught me that genuine acts of kindness often require to step beyond our comfort zones, demonstrating that the most significant impacts stem from our readiness to support and offer empathy. Overall, my experience at JEP fundamentally shifted my understanding of service. What began as an opportunity to gain extra credit blossomed into a significant journey. It turned extra credit into an act of service, making the extra not just a bonus, but a testament to the impact and potential of our actions. Throughout the last 5 years, I've been very fortunate through the mentorship of amazing professors at USC to develop several curriculums. My journey began during the COVID pandemic with the Project for Viet America, where we crafted a curriculum to teach English to Vietnamese students. This experience laid the groundwork for my curriculum at Kaiser Permanente, Prescriptions for Punchlines, which helped adolescents with anxiety, depression, and suicide ideation. This approach was then adapted by USC by the Showcat Initiative, which helped the lives of local high school students and participants in the Walk with Sally program. Building on this foundation, I created Comedy's Equality, Healing Through Laughter, a curriculum that empowered elementary students to use comedy as a tool to challenge discrimination and promote mental health awareness. Most recently, I've developed Healing the Healer, a new program designed to support healthcare providers dealing with the burnout by enhancing communication skills and providing coping mechanisms. Each curriculum represents a step forward in my journey to leverage education and laughter as powerful agents of change and healing. At USC, 3 quotes profoundly impact my perspective. Seek to understand rather than to be understood, teaching me the value of empathy over ego. The second quote, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. A reminder that compassion builds bridges far stronger than knowledge alone. The third, it's not about doing things right, it's about doing the right things, highlighting the importance of ethical integrity over mere efficiency. A couple days ago, I was thinking about what service meant to me. I asked myself, is she a universal language? Is she a caring soul? Is she a medicine? I couldn't tell you what service is to everyone else, but to me, she's all the above. If you view her as a language, then I am fluent. If you view her as a soul, then she lives within me. If you view her as a medicine, then I'm cured of my ailments. Regardless of how you view her, all I know is that service has driven my purpose to improve the lives of those in my community and inspire others to fight on. Thank you.
Okay, it's my great pleasure to reintroduce Susan to the stage.
So I am what stands between you and your cars and getting home. So every year there seems to be kind of a theme that emerges, throughout the awardees and the activities that they're doing. Sometimes they are all involved in similar kinds of activities. I mean, one year I think everybody was involved in health care service. This year there's a lot of STEM, but I think what stands out to me this year is this theme of joy, connection, and humor. So I hope you all will humor me. Knock, knock. Orange. Aren't you all impressed with this amazing group of honorees tonight? Sorry. No, seriously, jokes are not my forte. And so I did what most people would do and turned to ChatGPT for some help with this. And I just want to read you what ChatGPT came up with. 2 volunteers walk into a bar, and they ask the bartender, "Do you serve people who are willing to help?" And the bartender replies, "Sure, what can I get for you?" And the volunteers say, "Just water. We're here for the hydration campaign." I mean, okay, so which one was better, honestly? Orange, knock, knock jokes? Anyway. But I am truly, seriously, folks, very impressed with all of the honorees tonight and just could go on and on about all the amazing things you all are doing to support your education, support the education of those that you're touching, the lives. It's really amazing. So I do want to thank all of our award winners for bringing joy and light and laughter to this gathering this evening, as well as to those you have touched through your service. And I will leave you with the words of the 1913 Nobel Prize winner for literature. His name is Rabindranath Tagore. He wrote, "I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy. So I wish all of you a life of service and joy, and I have to say the honorees seem to be off to a very good start. I want to say congratulations again to all of the awardees and to our soon-to-be college graduates in the room. I will let the awardees know that if you would like to take home the flowers on the table, you are free to do so. And just want to thank you all again for coming tonight. Thank you so much. Be safe driving home, and see you next year.